Hey, gang, I got some bad news to start off the podcast this week. There's something wrong with Esther. Okay? You know Esther. She's my adopted daughter. I I adopted her from the gulag of Russia. And she came over. Um she'd been arrested a couple of times for arson, but I decided to just ignore it. And I took her in. I taught her how to blacklight paint. She touched my dick a couple of times in a sexual way, but I still let her sleep in my bed. She didn't do anything up there, thankfully. And now we're just. But here's the thing, there's something wrong with her. All right? There's something wrong with Esther. And what we're going to learn this week is that she's not a little girl after all. All right? I may have adopted her as my daughter, but all along, she was a 32-year-old woman with dwarfism and a mass psychopath and killer. All right. Now, here's the fun thing about Orphan is it had been a while since I'd seen it. And in my head, I remembered the big twist as being that, of course, but also that she was a man. All right, let me bring in my co-host, Logan.
Yes.
How's it going, buddy?
Hello, Daniel. This is me, Logan, from Alabama. How are you doing this morning?
Now, do you sound like that because perhaps you were maybe kidnapped and taken to Russia for 4 years? Or do you perhaps sound that way because you're secretly Benedict Cumberbatch attempting an American accent?
Nope, my name is Logan B. Adair. I am from Alabama.
Logan, engage with me like a person.
There's like so much to unpack from what you just said.
I know. There's a lot to unpack in these movies. So we're covering Orphan and Orphan: The First Kill this week. And this is a classic horror franchise. Not classic, it's like a recent horror franchise, actually, about what I said. It's like a scary little girl. Like, there are a lot of movies like this, like The Omen or whatever, that's just like scary little kid movies. But the twist is she's not a little kid. She's a grown woman. But can we talk about what I said?
Which part of it? Yeah. The man?
That I thought she was a man. Yeah.
That's crazy.
So I had... Before I ever saw this movie, I knew the twist.
Why?
Right?
Why? How?
Because I didn't see it. I didn't see it at the time. It looks stupid to me, right? Like, it's a movie called Orphan about a scary little girl. Like, I'm not.
How old are you? I
I
saw this around this time.
I had just graduated college. I was probably pretty snobby at this stage.
Okay.
Yeah, and so I wasn't going to see this Orphan. But here's what happened. You know, from the trailer, Logan, I thought it looked like a borphan.
That's a boy orphan?
No, just like a boring.
Oh.
Thank you. Okay, so I didn't see it, but then it got covered by a couple of bad movie podcasts that I listened to.
Really?
Okay, I believe it was How Did This Get Made, and I feel like they mostly said good things about the movie. Like, it's bad, but it's fun, like enjoyable. And then they got into the twists, of course, at the end. We like to get into the twists at the beginning on this show.
We subvert the expectations.
Yeah, by ruining it. And so the twist to me sounded amazing, you know? But I guess because I learned the twist first, like, the twist became the movie to me. So by the time I eventually saw the movie, I was just waiting to see that twist. And for some reason in my brain,
there was an extra twist.
That there was an extra twist. Not only was it a 32-year-old woman with dwarfism, it was like a 32-year-old boy dwarf.
She's 33 in the first one, just to fact check you.
Are you sure about that?
Positive. And then 31 in the second movie.
Okay, whatever. So she's never 32.
Never 32.
I was way wrong.
Yeah.
Anyway, but she's not a boy. She doesn't have a dick. She's just like a girl with dwarfism.
She even has to hide her boobs all the time.
Which, yeah, that's right. We don't see her do that in the first one, right?
No.
I feel like in this
She's a
one,
child in the
because
first
yeah,
one.
because Isabel Furman, the actress, is now an adult, we can really like explore like the
Push the
weird
limits.
child slut aspect of the character.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. That said, like if she's not a man and she's just like a 30, never two, but 1 or
Mm-mm.
3-year-old woman with dwarfism, Logan, why doesn't like what's she doing with her life? There's like she seems to be worried that she's just gonna deal with like people ripping on her whole life, making fun of her, not letting her have anything, and it's because of some experience she had in Russia or something where she like tried to fuck like a dude and he was disgusted or something, right?
Well, she keeps getting stuck in these homes, right?
But why is she going to these homes?
Does she go on on her own?
Yeah,
Or after
She-
she kills people, she gets taken, and her best plan is like, I'm now pretend like a child.
instead of being a prisoner.
I
Yeah,
think so.
I don't
She
know.
just can't
man.
stop killing.
But once she goes to America, like here's what happens in Orphan First Kill. We're really jumping all over the board.
You have to. These movies are insane.
Well, because it's really
I love
one.
them, by the way. I'm just gonna say it.
That's fine because it's one story basically. Like Orphan comes out in 2009, and then just now they released the prequel, which is like right before Orphan.
Did you know, by the way, like watching the first movie, I didn't know about the second movie. I didn't know anything about it. All I knew was that it was a prequel. So in the first movie, you get a line where we learn about this house that burned. Which, so when you heard that, did you know? Like, all right, so in this second movie, now we're gonna get to see this house.
Yeah, I was certain.
Okay, yeah, me too.
Yeah. But I was like, that's boring. Like, how are they? Like, we already know everything that happened, but then they made it a twist that Julia Stiles is a crazy lady.
So
too.
fun.
All right. Yeah, really fun. So, but here's the thing in that movie, The Orphan First Kill, there's a scene where she's like settled in to her new home where she's been adopted and she is going to leave by cover of night. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, I do.
She goes, she sees a mouse and she's like, I'm sorry you have to live here, mouse. I'm going to take off now.
She never named the mouse. I wish we got a name for the mouse.
What do you think it should have been?
Scabbers is too on the nose, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know about that. Anyway, so she leaves and then she sees her daddy doing like that blacklight painting shit.
Yeah,
Oh my
that
God,
he's
there's
famous
so much
for.
to unlock. There's so much to unlock. And she's like, uh-oh. Lost connection to server, attempting to reconnect. I do not like the new Zencaster.
Yeah, that's what mine says too. But now it says where I'm going.
Yeah,
still.
I got that too. I
What
don't
the
know what
fuck
the fuck
is
that
happening?
was. I hate this. All right.
Guys,
what was I
if
talking
something
about?
goes wrong, we are so sorry, and it's not our fault. Sometimes
Yeah.
it's our fault. There's
It's
a new.
not this week. This is like New Horizons this week.
Yeah, we woke up. We woke up this morning,
And everything had changed on
yeah.
our platform.
Yeah.
All right.
It is dark. I think it was light last time. I do like that change, right?
I don't.
Did I change that, or did they?
I
change
no, they changed it. I use my phone is in day mode, gang. I want everybody to
that?
know
Oh
that.
boy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright.
Does
I
it
know-
does it get like dimmer at like 8 p.m. or something?
Yeah, and you know what I do?
What?
I go into my settings, I turn that brightness right back up,
Oh my
baby.
god, you're a nightmare.
God. All right, what was I talking? Oh, so she's gonna leave. She's gonna leave under cover of night. She
All right,
sees her
she
daddy.
sees the dad.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna need you to call all of her daddies daddies.
Daddy, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And mummy, only mummy is Julia Stiles. She never calls Vera Farmiga mummy. But Julia Stiles
She
is
tries at the very end, and she's, I'm not your fucking mommy, bitch.
But mummy is Julia. She
Oh, yeah, good
specifically says
call.
mummy.
Good call, mummy. Yeah, she's a real Arnold Vosloo.
Whatever
All
that
right.
means.
He played the mummy in that movie, The Mummy, with Brendan Fraser.
Jeez, that's that guy's name?
Yep.
Oh my god.
Yeah, nailed that joke. All right, so she's leaving,
Yeah, that was my fault. I'm sorry.
and she sees her daddy, and she goes back in like, maybe I'll fuck this guy.
Yeah,
All right,
she has a motive.
yeah, but in that moment, she could have left forever, and I think lived a pretty good life.
Yeah.
Like all you do at that point, it's 2007. Did they say?
7. Yes.
All right. When did 4chan start?
Well, I don't know a lot about 4chan, to be honest.
I feel like
Oh,
it
the
was
dark
around
web.
that. I feel like it was around that point. All you do,
It's when
if
like
you're,
Twitter started.
yeah. If you're Esther, you get your ass over to an internet cafe. All right, they'll let you use the internet. You look like a little girl with ribbons in your hair. They'll be like, "It's cute."
Yeah.
You know, hey, we'll call your mom while you're surfing the web or whatever.
I mean, not even a little girl. Should we acknowledge that she? I mean, did that bother you at all? That she doesn't look
what
like a little girl
in the second one.
in the prequel?
I think she still
'Cause I
looks
didn't
like a
really
little
care.
girl. I bought it.
So
This was.
all right.
I think this is the best de-aging I've ever seen in a movie.
Oh, they de-aged her?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Well, it's Isabel Furman. She's like a 20. Listen, I've seen
I
Isabel
mean, she
Furman.
looked like a 25-year-old.
No, she didn't. I've seen her in stuff since Orphan. She is like a hot lady now.
What's she in? I saw she was
I
in
don't-
Hunger Games. What else?
But like indies and shit. And like I've seen her on like the red carpets, and I'm like, God damn, you're looking good, Esther.
Well, I did see actually.
And in this one, she looks like a kid again.
She's in the second. What are those movies called? Escape Room.
Oh yeah, I haven't seen that yet.
Which I thought about actually doing. I thought about just doubling down and going
Holy
Escape
shit,
Room
I'm
and
down.
doing what's her name? Elizabeth Furman? Did I make that up?
Isabel Furman.
Isabel Furman.
I've never seen either of the escape rooms.
First one I saw when I was trying to see everything. It was okay. Never saw the second one. But then I realized we got October coming up. I didn't want to do it. But I forgot what I was saying. Go ahead. Take it away, D-Train.
All right, so get yourself on 4chan at the
Yes.
internet cafe. All right, and then just all you have to do is one post. You don't even have to put a picture, as far as I'm concerned. All right, you just one post. Say, hey, 31-year-old lady here with dwarfism. I look exactly like I'm 10 years old. Anyone want to fuck me?
Jeez.
All right. But this is what she wants. She's looking for a daddy.
She is. My question is,
And she's a grown woman. It's up to her. You're still thinking of her like she's 10 years old. She's 31-year-old woman with dwarfism. Anybody, I'm looking for a place to stay. I'm free use.
If her goal is to
I'm sorry, that was a disgusting porn joke.
if her goal is to get with all these daddies, why is she going in disguise as their daughter? Like, that is not the most ideal situation, right?
Yeah, I know.
It can't be.
Well, Julia Stiles even says that at one point. Like, what do you think is going to happen here? You're going to be like, I once was your daughter, but now I'm in love with you. You can replace me instead of, you can fuck me instead of Julia Stiles. Like, it's a crazy plan.
When she's staying at the mental institution, or I guess not
the Sarn Institute.
Yeah, but I guess she goes from Sarn to then a real orphanage, and then she gets picked up by these guys.
She's never in a real she's in an orphanage in America.
They pick her up at an orphanage, right?
Oh, well, okay. Let's go in chronological order.
Okay.
Can we slow down? Let's all slow down.
Before we get into the movie, I have a few things actually.
What the fuck do you have?
Well, not D-Train. Tim asked me to come up with a list of movie orphans.
Yeah, I'm gonna need you to not take Tim's orders as like you have to do it.
Well, I did. So I've got a list of 10 movie orphans. You don't care about this?
No, not really. But let's hear it.
This was like a lot of effort. This is like a real list.
Yeah, no one told you to do that except for literally a listener of the show.
It was a good idea, I thought. That we're doing a movie called Orphan. Why not rank movie Orphan?
All right, so number 1 better be fucking Annie.
All right, number 10 is a tie. I broke the rules immediately.
Oh, God.
It's the 3 little girls from the Despicable Me films, obviously. I don't know
Yeah,
their names, but
yeah,
Miranda Cosgrove
you
was
gotta
one of
bend
them.
the rules for them.
Number 9. I believe Will Hunting was an orphan. If not, replace him with the Angels in the Outfield kid. All right.
Was he an orphan? He had those brothers, but I think they were made up.
Yeah, no, I think he was an orphan.
Mikey, Dickie, Donnie, Ricky, whatever he says.
Yeah, you're right about that. No, that must be a foster home thing. Number 8, another tie, Elsa as well as Anna. Remember their parents died in the middle of the ocean? You
Yeah,
remember that?
they perish in a boat crash.
They do. You're right about that. Number 7, Spider-Man.
Wait, and that's 2 again. This is like a top 10 list with like 20 people on
Listen,
it.
some of these people, they're all intertwined. All these
Spider-Man's number 7?
There's a lot of great movie orphans. And his main thing, I really thought about this. His main thing
Is Batman gonna be higher than Spider-Man?
Yeah, why wouldn't he?
Well, he's not really an orphan.
Batman?
Yeah, like he lives in his family manor. He's raised by his weird butler who retroactively
Is the
knows
definition
karate.
of orphan not living in a manor or your parents are dead? Because I forget.
I think an orphan is like one who could be adopted. I don't think there was ever the question whether Bruce Wayne was going to be adopted.
Well, number 7.
What if that happened? What if they forced Bruce Wayne? That'd be a fun movie. Like Bruce Wayne's parents die, and he like has to grow up as a poor kid.
That's rough.
It would be rough.
I put Spider-Man lower because he's more famous for losing his uncle. So
yeah, but you know what? It's a double orphan because he had
I
already
know.
lost his parents in a plane crash, and then his fucking uncle gets capped.
But Batman is famous for the pearls from his mother being killed. Spider-Man's famous for his uncle, and I think that counts for a lot. Number 6.
I would argue that it's different. Like Batman only beats Spider-Man if after Martha's pearls get taken, Alfred also gets killed on the street by a man he let pass at a wrestling match.
And then said, "I missed the part where that's my problem."
Yeah,
I missed the part where that's my problem.
Hey, and the burglar. You want to hear my impression of the burglar?
Yeah.
Thanks.
Number 6.
Hey, if you want to hear our commentary track on Sam Raimi's Spider-Man, patreon.com/the franchise. We did a feature-length commentary on that.
Yes, or a free YouTube video.
Yeah.
Logan Adair's Spider-Man.
Yeah,
It should
Logan
come up.
put some highlights on a video on YouTube.
Yeah.
All right.
Number 6. Esther. She's
She
a fake
tops
orphan.
Spider-Man. She tops Spider-Man.
Yeah, she wishes she could top Spider-Man. Right?
She wished she could top anybody. Jesus.
But that's number 6.
I thought maybe she would compromise and fuck the brother in the prequel. But then we find out all the stuff. The brother thinks she's like the sister he killed to come back from the death. I fucking love these movies.
Number 5. Vito Corleone.
Oh, all right.
Great classic
I
orphan.
guess so, yeah.
Number 4. I wish I could sing the song, but I can't think of it right now. Tarzan.
You'll be in my heart.
Yeah, classic.
That's all
you
I
know
know.
the story about Tarzan?
He's an orphan?
His parents died. There's actually a theory that his parents are Elsa and Anna's parents, and they all died on, or they died on like.
What are you talking about?
The
There's
same
a theory
boat.
among like Disney nerds.
Yeah, that they're the
But
same
did
people.
Disney
That's the
nerds
same
not
boat.
realize that Tarzan was a character created by Arthur Conan Doyle in like the 1800s
They don't care about that.
or
They
some
don't care.
shit?
They just see a boat and they say that's the same boat.
It must be the same boat. Got
But
it.
his whole thing is his parents die, then he ends up on an island with elephants and stuff, and then he turns into an animal basically.
And then I bet you after Elsa and Anna's parents drowned, their bodies were eaten by the Little Mermaid's dad and his mercenary crew. What do you think?
And the thing about these orphans
Because it's the water. It's the same ocean.
Is them being an orphan has to really be like the main thing that like drives them and that impacts them and that changes them.
Yeah, to me, the number one thing of being an orphan is you must at some point in your life live in an orphanage.
Did Spider-Man live in an orphanage?
No, I guess not. He's not an orphan.
I don't know, I think you have weird standards for orphans. I think their parents dying is like
Maybe
the
my
number one thing.
standards are too high, you know?
Yeah. All right. Number
Maybe
3.
dead parents aren't enough for me.
Number 3. I love him. You love him. He's got that little scar on his head. It's Harry Potter.
Yeah, that's a good orphan.
Yeah, great orphan. He was so young when his parents died.
I think orphan, maybe like if your whole like original family's dead, you know, like your nuclear family, if all of them perish, like Harry Potter, Spider-Man, I think they are orphans. Maybe I'm being too harsh about that orphanage thing.
All right.
I just grew up with Annie, and that's my depiction of orphan in my brain.
Vito saw his mom get blasted by a shotgun right in front of him. That's pretty brutal.
Yeah, it's never good to see your mom get
All
blasted.
right, number 2. There's 2 left. I assume you know which ones they are. Number 2.
Annie should be number 1. What's number 2?
Number 2. It's got to be Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, why not? All right.
Why not?
Well, I'll tell you why not. He's not an orphan. Well, he is. His parents died. All right, so
All right,
number 1 is Annie.
1. It's got to be number 1 because I've never seen this, but all you know about her is she's the little orphan Annie. She's got to be number 1.
Thank
Gotta
you.
be.
Yeah, it's a hard knock life for her. I'll tell you that much. And whether she's black, whether she has red hair, whether she has dead, lifeless eyes, whether she has regular human eyes, what a great orphan character.
Yeah. D-Train, I have another list.
Oh my God, this is brutal. What's next? You know, I did my best to make that last list fun, gang.
All right. Well, I was thinking this is a unique franchise because it started in the 2000s, that decade from 2000 to 2009,
Yep.
and now we're getting a new one in the 2020s.
13 years later.
It's weird. That usually doesn't happen a lot. And so I was thinking about movies that started in the 2000s that never got a sequel. This should get a sequel because why not? So make a sequel to these movies.
Yeah, let's hear it. Van Helsing. What else?
So I came up with 6 of them, and I ranked
6.
them. Yes, 6. Should I have done 5 and not done 6?
I think you should have done 5 or 10. Yeah. What's
All right, well,
what's
6 I
number
could have left
6?
out because I've never actually seen this movie, but it sounds like it's a movie that you could remake with a different cast and like a new
I thought we're
script.
looking for sequels. This is a remake.
Oh, you could sequelize it and bring back like one main character or something. I've never seen it. I don't know what this is. Rat Race. What do you think about making a sequel to Rat Race?
That didn't come out in the 90s.
Not according to me.
No, I mean I'm sure you're right, but Jesus Christ, it feels old.
I feel like you can make that. That feels like a Knives Out type movie. You just like bring
Yeah,
new people
absolutely. Yeah,
and
you can do another
the White
one.
Lotus. It seems like one of those types of
Easily.
things.
Yeah, I frankly, if before they announced the White Lotus sequel, if you asked me what movie, which warrants a sequel more, White Lotus or Rat Race, probably would have said Rat Race.
Really?
Yeah.
You're excited though for the? Oh, of course you are.
I love the White Lotus. I'm always hesitant
Plaza.
to a sequel to something I love that I didn't think needed a sequel. Like when Knives Out came out, I was like, they should make a sequel to this. And now they are, and it's exciting. But I did not feel that way about the White Lotus.
All right, number 5. I only put this on here because I think the title's too good to pass up.
Yeah.
Number 5, not another teen movie. What do you think?
Yeah.
Run it back, gang.
Not another teen movie.
Get Chris Evans.
You'd have to do it at a time when like teen movies are really big. Like that's not really happening right now.
Yeah, you're right. You are right about that. All right, that's why it's number 5. Number 4. This sort of wrapped up, but it's about a curse. So you could just like open the curse back up.
Oh, of course, The Curse of the Jade Scorpion by Woody Allen. That could definitely use a sequel.
Also, I thought the title was great. So you got to do it. Drag Me to Hell.
2 with the number 2. That's
Absolutely.
good. That's good.
Absolutely.
I can see it. Came out the same year as Orphan. I chose to see that one.
Really?
Yeah.
Were they in the theater at the same time? That would have been fun.
They came out the same summer. They might have been at the same time. Yeah, I think Drag Me to Hell came out in June and Orphan came out in July.
Imagine being like in high school, you're going to see Orphan, and Drag Me to Hell one weekend. That's a great weekend.
I know. I'd already graduated college. My life was already on the road
Yeah.
to death, baby.
All right, number 3. Um, they should have done something with it. Sky High.
Well, yeah, I should have known you'd say that. You love that movie.
I think you can do. You can either follow the same characters, or you can just bring back like the teachers. Like you can bring back Bruce Campbell and like just bring in new teens.
No, in all seriousness, I am. It just must not do well for Disney. Like the sales on the DVDs must not be good enough because I think if there was enough nostalgia for that movie, it would be perfect for a Disney Plus series.
Yeah, do a series. That would be great too.
Yeah.
All right, number 2. It's probably in the top 50 greatest movies of all time. I don't think it's on Criterion, but it definitely should be. Van Helsing.
Armageddon is. Oh, would you stop? I knew Van Helsing was going to come up here.
Yeah, you called it.
But
it's number 2. Just
what year? I should be proud of you that it's not number 1.
Yeah. But it seems so easy. Just do more adventures with Van Helsing. Like he's still alive.
But no one wants to see that because it's such an incredibly bad character and bad movie and
Stephen
bad
Summers is alive.
And
that's the only way to do it.
Nobody wants Stephen Summers involved in your fucking movie.
I love you, Stephen. I love you. All right, number 1. The movie that they should have done something with that ended perfectly, but also set up a sequel. It's easy to just change the title. All right, Jennifer's Body, and just do it with
how it ended.
Amanda Seyfried. It now has like powers, and she goes and kills that band. Remember, the one with Adrian Brody.
Yeah, it's not Adrian Brody. It's Adam.
Adam Brody. And I think the band was called Low Shoulder. By I think, I mean I know, because that's a great band title. Yeah. And then, so now she's got powers, and her name is Needy.
Is that what you call them,
Needy's
band titles? Needy's Body? All right.
What should I call it?
I don't know, just band name.
Oh, well, they're Low Shoulder. That's their band name. Needy's Body. That's my pitch. That's my top 6 films that never got a sequel from the 2000s that should get a sequel.
All right, yeah. You know, if you told me to do that, I might have come up with a different list that might have been fun, but I didn't know we were doing this.
Should I do that? Like if I come up with a list, tell you, and then you can do it?
Yeah.
Okay, I can do that.
I mean, I will either say yes or no. I would have said yes to that and no to the Orphan thing. I would have let you do that.
Okay. Well, Tim suggested it.
Yeah. Tim knows he can't suggest shit like that to me, man.
All right. We could try. You'll just shut him down.
Yeah, that's right. I'm a Shudder.
All right. Did you watch these on Shudder? Are they available on Shudder?
No, I watched them on Paramount Plus.
Both of them? Oh yeah, me too.
Yeah, they're both available on Paramount Plus. I don't know if they got some. Well, I mean, they must be Paramount movies, right?
Yeah. I mean, this one was only on Paramount Plus, right? The second one?
Yeah. They were both produced by Dark Castle, which I didn't know. That was
Can I tell you? Yeah, go ahead.
Do you want me to go ahead?
Yeah, sorry. I thought you were done.
No. They were a company that Robert Zemeckis started in the late 90s that I remember there being a lot of hype around them at the time. Because they were named Dark Castle after William Castle, like the classic kitschy horror director of the 50s and shit. He made like The Tingler and stuff. And so their idea was they were going to make like very old school, like EC Comics style horror films. And that's what they did at first. Like I remember the first few Dark Castle movies were like 13 Ghosts, Ghost Ship, like all the those like kitschy kind of movies.
Yeah.
And then now I feel like they still exist as a concern, but they just make random movies. Like they're just any fucking thing. House on Haunted Hill, that was their first one. I just looked it up. This is their first 5 movies. Were House on Haunted Hill, 13 Ghosts, Ghost Ship, Gothica, House of Wax. I love this company.
House of Wax. That was on your slasher. That fared pretty well.
Yeah. That they were a really good company, and Orphan was probably at the tail end of that because it is sort of like that, But I mean, if you look at their shit recently, like their last few movies before Orphan First Kill, they produced that movie like Suburbicon that George Clooney directed.
Yeah.
They did Getaway with Ethan Hawke. Like they just
And Selena
don't do that
Gomez?
shit anymore. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Wow. In a Mustang, I think.
Yeah, I
Maybe
remember
not.
that. It was a pretty good car. I remember that from the trailer.
You never saw the movie?
I never did. No.
Why not? You love Ethan Hawke. It's your favorite name. You probably love Selena Gomez.
It's not my favorite name. It was just almost my name. Yeah, I do love Selena Gomez. She's got pretty good music, and she's, I feel like Selena Gomez is just pretty good at everything.
I think she's
She's not great at anything, but
I think she's
pretty
best
good at everything.
at being funny. I
I
think she's
kind of
very
do
funny
too.
and
I think
charming.
Only Murders in the Building was probably the most I ever liked her in.
Oh, and yeah, I never saw that. I need to.
Oh yeah, you should check that out if you like. If you like the Gome,
I do love the Gome.
and she's only like the third best one. No, she's the second best one.
What does
Better
that
Martin
mean?
Short. Of the three, if I had to rank them, marry, fuck, kill, I'd marry
Who?
Steve
What are you talking
Martin.
about? Oh, in
Of the
building?
Only Murders in the Building,
They're
I'd
all
marry
murders in
Steve
the building?
Martin. I'd fuck her, and I'd kill Martin Short.
So is that about they only let murderers live in that building?
No, they have a podcast on the show where they only cover murders that take place in their building.
There's enough to make a podcast out of that?
No, it's a joke. There's only been one murder. I'm not sure if you're familiar with the show, but it's a comedy.
I'm not at all.
Yeah, it's a
No, I mean, I know it
comedic
exists.
show. There are jokes in it.
All right, sorry, Jesus Christ. All right, go ahead about Orphan.
Whoa. I don't know. All right.
But I had something on the posters actually. Did you notice anything fun about the posters of these other films?
Are you going to tell me the thing with the symmetricality?
Meaning what?
That they're symmetrical?
Meaning
They did a weird thing where her face is perfectly symmetrical, so it looks creepier. I thought that's what you were going to tell me.
Oh no, I was gonna say that I like that the first movie is her looking directly, like it's just a picture of Esther, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then the second movie, it's her, the back of her head, because now she's like an adult.
Sure. You
You
like
know-
that?
You didn't like that at all?
I just didn't think about it, but I'm glad you took pleasure in it.
All right, whatever.
I'm not trying to talk shit. All right, this was a producer-driven movie wherein a producer.
You talking Leo?
I'm actually not. I don't
I thought
believe.
that's where we're going.
I think it was a producer that went to Leo and was like, "You want to do this with
Susan
me?"
Downey? You talking Susan Downey?
I don't think so. I think it was like a creative producer saw a news story, and it was a real thing in like the mid 2000s about like a crazy lady with dwarfism, and he came up with this story. He got a writer to do it, and then they got Susan Downey and Leonardo DiCaprio on board for money. It is so crazy to see Leonardo DiCaprio's name in the credits of this movie.
Did it show up at the beginning?
At
'Cause
the
I saw it-
beginning, yeah.
Okay, because I missed it at the beginning and I saw it at the end, and I was like, "What? What that just happened to my life? How did that
No, it's
happen?"
just straight up right at the beginning of this ridiculous movie. It's just like, and me, Leonardo. All right. So they get this fella, David Leslie Johnson, to write the movie. And boy,
Yeah.
what a great job he did, right?
Yeah, a great job.
One of the best.
The
One
first
the
of
best
two
jobs.
Writers in the Orphan series named David. They only hired
Does
David.
that interests you, huh?
Yeah.
All right. Well, this fella, Leslie Johnson, he went on to quite a lot.
Like
he wrote
what?
for the Walking Dead for a long time, but he also, look at this, like right after Orphan, he did Red Riding Hood
Okay.
with Nitty's body or whatever, and then he wrote Wrath of the Titans, and then ever since
Oh
then,
yeah,
he's been
James Wan.
yeah, he's been working with James Wan a lot. He wrote Conjuring 2, he worked on Aquaman, and he worked on Conjuring 3, which was terrible.
Oh, it's not that terrible.
Yeah, it was. And now he's working on the new Aquaman. So this dude, he just
Wow.
writes Aqua characters and Ghost Kids.
All right, you gotta love that.
Yep. And our director for this project is a fellow by the name of Jaume Colette Serra. I don't know how to
Yes.
pronounce his name.
I think that was good.
But I'm a fan of this guy. He had a weird wilderness period after Orphan. He started out as a horror director. He did House of Wax, the aforementioned, for Dark Castle. That's how he got this gig. And then he did Orphan. And then he had this weird wilderness period where he was directing Liam Neeson movies for a bunch of
Yeah, he
years.
did 4 of them.
Yeah, yeah. The Commuter, Run All Night, Nonstop, and
I saw 2 of them.
Unknown. Which ones?
Nonstop and Commuter. Put him on
How are they?
transportation. I'm down, baby. They're
Yeah,
okay.
you're there. You're there.
They're all right.
What
Vera
if Liam,
Farmiga's in the
what if
Commuter.
Liam Neeson's just like running on the ground? You're not
Nah,
like
I
Rob
wasn't
Roy.
into it.
You won't watch that.
Nope, we'll not check it out.
Yeah.
He also did The Shallows. Did you say that? That's a great movie.
Well, I was gonna say that. Like after the Neeson period, he slowly started to direct other shit, and that's where I started to get back on board because I liked his first couple movies there, and then he did The Shallows, which is I think maybe the second best shark movie ever made.
Yeah, that's what you believe.
I do believe that.
I believe Deep Blue Sea. Check out the Patreon. Patreon.com/thefranchise.
Oh yeah, we did a whole commentary on Deep Blue Sea.
Yep.
It's pretty worth it. It's only $5 a month.
Yeah, for that and
All right.
everything else.
Yeah. All right. And then most recently he did Jungle Cruise.
Did you guys cover that?
We did, yeah. I think we did for We Love Kids movies.
Right.
And
What'd you think?
I mostly liked it. Like it's pretty bad, but like it's just bad in a way that like it's just Disney intellectual property bullshit. But I thought he did a good job with it.
All right. Never seen it.
All right. And now I guess The Rock really liked working with him because The Rock was able to handpick all his collaborators on the new Black Adam film. And this Colette Sarah fella is directing that.
Oh, wow. I didn't know about that.
Yeah. I saw a trailer for that.
How'd it
in
look?
front of my favorite movie of all time, Logan, Bullet Train.
Yeah. What'd you think?
I don't know. It was a lot of him like flying and like throwing energy at people.
Better or worse than Shazam?
To be honest, when Shazam was coming
you liked
out,
Shazam, didn't you?
Yeah, I kind of did.
I liked Shazam too.
I thought the trailer was really bad, and I thought I was just not going to see it at all. And then I think it was streaming somewhere for free, so I watched it, and yeah, it was not bad.
I guess it is. The Suicide Squad is in the DCEU, right? That's the best one they made. By far, actually.
I mean, you're saying like DC movies since Man of Steel.
Yeah.
You're saying The Suicide Squad, the James Gunn movie, is the best movie they've made.
It's not even close. I mean, I haven't seen Birds of Prey.
No, I didn't like it.
I feel like there's maybe one more. I think I saw the rest. Wonder Woman 2 I didn't see. Is that good?
So bad. So fucking bad.
Yeah. Maybe people would point to the first one as better, but I like the Suicide Squad more.
I definitely prefer. Yeah, I think you're right about it. The Suicide Squad. And then I think Peacemaker is probably the second best thing.
Yeah, I didn't see that either.
It was pretty good. If you like the Suicide Squad, check out Peacemaker.
And I love John.
John Cena?
No, the other John.
John Arbuckle, the owner of Garfield?
John Leguizamo.
Oh, he's number 3.
Yeah.
Okay. Johnny Legs. He's pissed off about James Franco playing Fidel Castro.
Why?
Because he believes a Latino should play Fidel Castro, and he's
Makes
right.
sense.
But here's the thing that people don't tell you about John Leguizamo. He's Dominican.
Oh, he's doing it for himself, you think?
No. I don't care about that. Even if he is, I don't care about that. I'm just saying, for the first 25 years of John Leguizamo's career, he pretended to be Puerto Rican.
Okay.
So it's the same thing. It's basically the same thing.
Yeah. I'm sure everyone pretended to be something at one point.
I guess. I think John Leguizamo just wanted to be open to get a lot of roles. So when he first was in Hollywood, he was portraying himself like I'm Puerto Rican and I'm Italian, and it turned out he's none of those things. He was his whole family's from the Dominican
Not
Republic,
another teen movie, isn't it? Sam Levine, who's Asian in that movie.
What?
You remember Sam
I
Levine
don't
doing like
remember
an
that
Asian
joke.
accent the entire
No,
movie? Oh, it's pretty
Jesus,
funny.
poor Sam Levine. Uh, all right, so this movie came out July 24th, 2009, Logan.
Yeah.
It has a budget of $20 million raised by Leonardo DiCaprio. And it goes on to make 78.8 million at the box office. So you can see why they didn't like jump to make a sequel. This was like a successful movie. It made money for the studio, and then that was enough. Like it was in the black and done. We can go ahead and never think about this movie again.
Also, she
Because
dies at
this
the
was
end.
during a time where not literally everything was potential sequel fodder.
But also she dies, and prequels.
Does she die?
Does she not die?
Well, I
Why they do a
remembered it.
prequel in this one rather than a
Yeah,
sequel?
I
If she's
remembered.
older, that makes much more sense.
Listen to me. I remembered it being her dying too, and I do think that's the intention of the film. She
Did I miss
says,
something? Does
she says, "Oh, please, mommy," and Vera Farmiga goes, "I'm not your fucking mommy." Kicks her right in the fucking face. Amazing kick.
Yeah.
Maybe Vera Farmiga's best kick.
It was
in
like
any
Rey
movie.
Mysterio.
It was like HBK, bro.
Yeah, it was like, damn it, I messed up. It was
Yeah.
HBK. God damn it.
and Esther goes flying backwards into the ice. The
Yeah.
icy pool, okay? And then she disappears, right? I don't think we ever see them fish Esther's corpse out of that thing.
You're right.
It's possible that Esther swims a bit, finds somebody's fucking fishing hole, comes out of it. The fisherman is like, a little girl. She's like, no, I'm a 32-year-old woman with not 32, actually 33-year-old woman with dwarfism. Do you want to fuck me? So,
Yes, of
fisherman
course.
guy's like, I'm fucking freezing right now. I'd happily fuck anything. And
does he have shrinkage though? Wouldn't you not want? That's like the last thing you'd want to do.
yeah, so she'll warm him up though.
All right, I don't know.
Listen, when you have shrinkage, don't think that's such a bad thing, because then the growth is ever more impressive.
I don't know. I don't like that logic.
Okay, you're unhappy with that. Ugh.
I don't know. I think she's dead, especially with that neck injury. Doesn't she like break her neck? Basically,
Look. Hey, look.
her
I
windpipe.
think-
She's not breathing underwater.
I think she's fucking dead too. But I think at this point, I think they looked at the cards on the table. They were like, we want to make another Orphan movie. She dies at the end of the first one. It's got to be a prequel. Like, people aren't going to buy a sequel. People are going to buy into a prequel.
right.
But I do think that if this movie is really successful and the demand is there for more Orphan movies, they might think that viewers won't be too annoyed if they found a way to keep her alive.
Yeah, I was thinking about that actually. Like, what's the plan if this is really well received and people love it and want more?
They've talked about it. Like, the producer said, like, they're in discussions with Paramount. Like, it's not a matter of like, we made a movie and then we're gonna go away. Like, we made a movie, we're gonna see how it's gonna do, and then if it does really well, we're gonna make more, like, right away.
Interesting.
So like, yeah. So basically, in that interview that I read, he was saying like, there's so many years of her life that we haven't covered, so like they can go even further back, or there's other just blank periods that we can learn about. But
I mean, there are 2 years between now and the first Orphan.
yeah, but he also implied in that same interview, like, yeah, but maybe we haven't seen the last of Esther.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
I'm into whatever they want to do. These were both really, really good to me.
I know, but it's always like, listen, it's not like Orphan's some sacred cow that we're worried about ruining or something. But like, I worried about the logic and the wisdom of making a prequel to it, and they did it to me successfully. And now I question the wisdom in pushing our luck here.
This is an iconic character now, and I want to see more Esther.
More Esther.
What the scene we get in the second one where she's driving around in that car smoking a cigarette?
That's
with
so
the sun-
good.
I was
It
just
is
like,
so
this character.
good.
This is like one of my favorite characters ever.
I know, it really is. It's like you're right. It's like Jake from Chinatown and then Esther.
Sure, I haven't seen Chinatown yet, but
All right, fine. For you, it's like
why are there two of them in the second one?
Billy Loomis and then Esther.
Why
are
are
there-
there serial killers? That's not good.
Oh yeah, good point. What,
Why?
there's-
Why? Yeah, in the second one, it's called the Two Jakes. So what does that mean?
You'll have to watch that for yourself. I don't
All right,
remember,
All right.
but don't watch it. It's boring.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You ever listen to that episode of the podcast?
No,
No,
it might be the one that I haven't actually.
that's crazy.
The only one that I think it is actually.
Wow, man. Well, you should watch it.
And I never listened to Clerks 2, but I did listen to the first half of Clerks.
What? Just because like you figure you'll
I haven't
watch that
seen it.
movie eventually, and you
Yeah.
don't want to spoil yourself.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, you should watch it soon, dude, because we're gonna have to cover Clerks 3.
I will. Yes. Yes.
That's coming out like in less than a month, I think.
Oh, all right. Yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, what am I talking about? I'm still not talking about this movie. All
The
right.
budget? I don't know.
Yeah. So it comes out. It's made $78.8 million worldwide. Domestically, it was number 73
I mean, that's
at the
pretty
box
good.
office. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It was a success, but we weren't like, hey, how do we expand
Almost
this franchise?
quadruples the budget. You can't
Yeah.
ask for much more.
For sure. It's between Drag Me to Hell and Duplicity in the rankings. Do you remember
Drag Me to Hell.
Duplicity?
Should have made a sequel. Duplicity. I know it exists. I don't know much about it.
I feel like that movie got so hyped at the time and like was immediately forgotten.
It's like
It's
Clive
Julia
Owen in it?
It's Julia Roberts and Clive Owen.
Okay.
And I think it was the director's follow up to Michael Clayton, and he had written the Bourne movies and shit. Like it was supposed to be such a big movie, and no one gave a shit.
All right. You brought up Michael Clayton. I also watched Up in the Air for this podcast because Vera Farmiga was nominated for an Oscar the same year.
Really? Why? I saw that you watched Up in the Air. It never connected that you would have been watching it for this.
Well, it's on my
podcast.
list, and I was looking at Vera Farmiga, and I was like, well, she was not like the same year. If I'm gonna watch it, why would I not watch it now? So I watched it.
That's right. She's in Orphan the same year as her Oscar nominated role in Up in the Air.
yeah,
that
kind
is
of crazy. She was
wild.
nominated for that, right?
No,
like,
I mean that.
fine, but she's like not in it that much.
But once a movie gets buzz, like George Clooney and Anna Kendrick both got nominated for that. So also Vera Farmiga.
I don't think I like Anna Kendrick. I'm sorry, because I used to.
like her in Up in the Air. I actually don't usually like Anna Kendrick, but I thought she was good in that movie.
Don't. I should have replaced her. Should have been like Greta Gerwig and somebody else.
Hey, who's complaining there?
I didn't even like. I mean, I get the George Clooney thing, but there were a few times where I thought it should have been
Oh,
somebody else.
stop it! Clune Dog's perfect in that movie.
I know that's
That
like
movie
the thing
shouldn't
people love him
exist.
for.
That movie shouldn't exist if George Clooney doesn't exist.
All right. Sorry.
That's not what people love him for. People love him for ER, sir.
I mean, I was reading.
People love him for ER and Ocean's 11.
I was reading some of the reviews after, and everyone was saying like that was his best performance. They thought.
Yeah, I mean, that was certainly like when he was trying to. There was a period of time where he was going for Oscars. You know, he had
never
won.
got one?
He'd won a supporting actor Oscar for Syriana.
You
But-
love that movie.
No, I actually don't. I hate it. And he was going for a lead Oscar for a couple years there, and then he was like, "Yeah, maybe I'll just
I'll just get married and
I'll just like fuck this beautiful woman in my Italian villa or whatever."
yeah, he's fine.
Yeah,
Freaking George Clooney.
I know, the best. Hey, did you hear about the new Oceans?
No.
fuck? This is franchise update. I'll give you a franchise update right now. There's gonna be a new Oceans movie.
With the women again? Ocean's
No,
9?
this is a new reboot. Okay, it is set in the 1960s.
What? Okay.
It's gonna be a really big movie. They're putting in like over $100 million into it. They want it to be a big summer blockbuster, like more than 8 was. It's gonna be Ocean's Impossible.
All right.
There's gonna be explosions. All right.
Who's in it?
So far, we have been told 2 people, and both, to their credit, are very exciting Oceans people. I think both would really work even in one of those Clune Dog Oceans movies. You got yourself.
Oh, they're new people? These are new cast members?
Everyone's going to be new. I don't know
Okay.
how it's going to be connected to the Oceans films, but it's in the franchise.
Noah Centineo. That's my guess. That's one of my guesses.
Why would I have been excited about that?
I don't know. Haley Steinfeld. That's my other guess. Those are my 2 guesses.
That's a good guess. I would have been excited about that, but no. Ryan Gosling.
Okay.
And Margot Robbie.
Really?
That's good, right?
After
Come on,
Barbie, they were like, we gotta go again.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, it said Margot Robbie signed on first, and so I wonder if like they just really liked working together.
They must have. It seemed like they had a blast. Like everything I've heard about it, all the looks on their faces making it, everything. They seem like they had a great time.
Well, there are always rumors.
I'm super excited for that movie.
There are always rumors that Gosling is cheating on his lady.
Really? Do you believe it?
Yep. Hey, I read the dirt sheets. I read Deux Mois. And I hear
He's got a little
that
baby.
I hear even when she was pregnant, he was stepping
God,
out,
Ryan.
bro. All right? Listen, I don't know this for a fact. Could be speaking out of school. But, maybe him and Margot.
She doesn't seem like that kind of person. She would never.
What do you mean? Are you crazy? We're all that kind of person.
No, not Margot. You can have the name Margot and be evil. That's a nice person name.
I can't imagine not fucking somebody who is married.
What does that mean?
I can't imagine wanting to fuck someone who is married and then not doing it because they were married.
Okay, that makes more sense. You cannot fathom being with someone who was not married.
Yeah. That's funny.
All right, anyway. Like it wouldn't stop people if they were already dead set on it.
Yeah. Speaking of dead set, Esther.
Yes.
All right. So, Orphan, let's talk about it, bro. It opens. It's a long movie, 2 hours long.
Very long. I did not know that.
If you asked me to take a quiz, how long is this movie? I never would have guessed fucking 2 hours because I like the movie and it doesn't seem like it shouldn't be 2 hours. By all rights, it should be 90 minutes long. That said, I'm never bored.
Yeah, it kind of flew by. And thinking back, I was like, what would I take out? Because everything kind of
I don't know what I'd take out. And I was even reading some of the stuff they cut afterwards. And I was like, I might have left that in.
Because even like the stuff with the lady that comes and visits and is pretty sudden. So like that would make more sense with extra time. So even there, it doesn't make much sense.
I'm with you. All right. So we meet our family. It's a mommy and a daddy, played by Vera Farmiga, and we meet Vera Farmiga having a stillbirth, just a horrible.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, but they also have 2 existing kids that are theirs biologically. Okay, so Vera Farmiga is the mom, Peter Sarsgaard is the dad.
Yep.
I like to pronounce the extra A. And
did you have a Skarsgård also?
Alexander Skarsgård.
Yeah, Stellan Skarsgård.
Yeah, Stellan Skarsgård. All right.
Stellar
Skateboard, of course. Very good.
Did you notice the son's name's Daniel?
I did. Another shitty Daniel.
No, I love this Daniel.
Yeah, we know fictional Daniels are good. Real Daniels are duds.
Do you know this kid actor?
Of course I did. I recognize this gob from a million miles
Me
away.
too. Love
Where did
this
you know
kid.
him from?
Everything. He's the kid in Poseidon. He's the
Oh
kid
my god,
from.
I've never seen that.
Are you serious? You gotta watch that.
Yeah, we got to cover the Poseidon Adventures.
There's a sequel? I thought there was just a remake.
There was a sequel to the 70s one.
Okay. Who's in that? Isn't that somebody famous?
Yeah, it's like Gene Hackman, I think.
Yeah, that's what I would have guessed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, he's in
He's playing a priest, I think.
he's in the Amityville Horror.
Oh yeah! Oh my god! And he gets babysat by that hot babe from Alias.
Yeah, I didn't know she was from Alias, but yes, you're right. I used to love that movie. That used to be like a real fun movie. It used to scare me so much.
Yeah, that's a super not. I actually kind of. If you go back and watch the original Amityville Horror, it's pretty fucking boring.
Yeah,
I
you're right.
recommend just watching the Ryan Reynolds one.
Oh, all right, that's a good take. I like that. And then he's also the kid from the Hostage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's right. And he is one of the titular hostages.
Yeah, so he's in like 3 classic things that I saw where he was a kid and I was a kid and I was like, this kid's like in movies. I like this kid.
Bro, he also plays young Captain Kirk in that opening scene of Star Trek where he's like listening to the Beastie Boys driving that car.
I don't remember that.
Bro, it's like the best part of Star Trek.
That's this year, right? That's also 2009?
Yeah, it's the same year. And I also watched him on this TV show called No Ordinary Family, which was pretty bad. That was like about a family that was ordinary, but then they got powers, so then they weren't anymore. And
wow. What was his power? Do you remember?
I don't remember, but I remember the dad was Michael Chiklis.
All right, he's the Thing. Was that his power?
He
turned into a rock.
Oh. No, he didn't turn into Orange Rock.
Okay,
sadly.
But this kid was like, he was
a going concern in Hollywood for a little.
He was like Jonathan Lipnicki for like a different generation for a little bit.
Yeah, he's still working today.
Is he?
Yeah, look at him
weird.
on IMDb.
He's
like, well, he's got such a huge mouth.
Yeah.
That's why I said the gob on this.
And like dead eyes, kind of. He always
dead eyes, fish lips, weird kid, man.
Thin,
but you know what?
stringy
That's
hair.
why you gotta keep putting him in movies because he's watchable.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. All right.
The daughter I didn't know, the little deaf daughter.
Well, they cast a little deaf kid, and she was adorable.
Yeah, real cute.
Ariana Engineer. She's only ever been like one other thing I've seen, but she was great in that. It was a Resident Evil movie.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
She's really deaf?
I believe she's really deaf in real life.
It makes sense.
Yeah. And that's the family. And they're looking at get a third kid going. I don't know why. Shouldn't 2 be enough?
Yeah, worry about like your preteen son and your deaf daughter. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, although, now I guess if you really want kids and you and your your womb is giving out on you and shit.
Work on going back to teaching at Yale. She seemed to have a good job that she doesn't have anymore.
I think adopt now. They're making all these fucking kids not have abortions. Like,
yeah,
adopt.
All right.
I'll only adopt though if you specifically can adopt one of those illegal abortion kids. All right, gang.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Yeah. Heed my advice. Yeah.
All right.
All right. Now, what a good message on this.
Yeah.
This is sort of a message show.
Yeah. We should change the genre to message show.
Yeah. It's like Ayanla.
Yeah.
Ayanla, free your life or something like that.
I don't know.
I think she's one of Oprah's acolytes. Anyway, gang, let's get back to it. This is our family. And they are going to adopt another kid. So Peter Sarsgaard and Vera Farmiga, they decide to go to the adoption facility. It looks like a Christian facility, if you ask me. I don't trust that.
There were nuns, right?
Yeah, it's being run by nuns. Sister Pounder.
Okay.
Well, it's actually... All right, the actress is CCH Pounder. I want to talk about this character a lot. CCH Pounder. That's our actress. One of the great actress names in history.
Pretty good.
Okay. She was in The Shield with No Ordinary Families, Michael Chiklis. I wonder if she knew Jimmy Bennett through it. I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. And I think I'm having a mental break.
No,
Anyway,
you're doing amazing.
thank you. Thank you, Logan.
You're welcome.
So CCH Pounder from The Shield is playing a nun in this movie. Did you happen to notice the nun's name?
Yes. No, I didn't write it down, but yes, I did at the time. It was
Okay. It was Sister Abigail.
yes.
Now, if you're a fan of World Wrestling Entertainment,
Right.
that name might have some meaning to you. Now, granted, I believe this was before. Like this came first, so
Yeah,
it's not
yeah.
like but it just I could not take this
No way
character
he got it from
seriously.
here, right?
It's possible.
That doesn't make sense.
I don't think so, but it's certainly possible. So Bray Wyatt, who is a cult leader / wrestler.
Is he still around?
No, but now Triple H is in charge, so who the fuck knows? He might come back.
All right.
His finishing move was called Sister Abigail, and it was like part of his lore was he had some sort of weird sister,
Demonic family. Yeah.
Right. All right. Anyway, so that was very exciting for me, and it made me wonder whether Esther is maybe part of the Wyatt family.
Yeah, I guess they'll explore that in the third movie.
Yeah, could be. I wouldn't mind them putting fucking Bray in the third movie. Wyndham Rotunda is
He's the new daddy. That would be good.
Oh, that would be good. His rocking chair. All right.
The most easily seducible one yet.
You're not wrong. She is aiming high for Peter Sarsgaard, man.
She also gets that guard in the second movie. At the start of the second movie, she seduces that guy to come in with her. Then she murders him.
And that dude is like down.
Oh, so down. That's his goal when he walks up there, right? He sees, like, he looks on the camera and is like, she's all alone. I'm going in.
Dude, that is not his goal.
Oh, I think that's his goal.
I disagree. He's giving her food or whatever. And then I think it's just the kind of thing where like he's horned up for her because he's a real creep.
I think he would have brought the food 10 minutes earlier, but somebody was in the hallway. So he waited to bring the food.
Yeah, you might have a good
when he has
read
an
on
opening.
this. Yeah, I'm open to it. Certainly when she invites him into her cell, he walks right in with zero
no
hesitation whatsoever. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Would you bone Esther?
No, they all think she's a child, right?
Does this guy
Oh, that's good. No.
like in the Sarn
Yeah, that's a good point.
Institute?
Yeah, that's a good
Yeah,
point.
I'm not sure these people do. Like they know she's just like a mentally disturbed.
You're right.
You know, because like in actuality, bro, she's like a couple years younger than me.
Yeah. And in actuality, she's like my age. Isabel Furman.
In real life, that's true. Isabel Furman is like exactly right. Isn't that
She's
wild?
older,
Like
but-
she was like, think about when this movie came out, filming this movie when you were that age. Like I feel like Isabel Furman's definitely fucked up.
You think so?
Yeah, because
She's
the
like,
first the first movie she was ever in was Hound Dog, which is a movie where Dakota Fanning gets raped.
Okay.
All right, and it's still when Dakota Fanning was like a kid.
Yeah, that sounds really horrible.
Yeah, it was like that movie was really controversial at the time. Like it had a lot of buzz, and then nobody saw it because it was like too gross.
Have you seen it?
No, I never saw
Wow.
it because it's like I don't want to see Dakota Fanning get raped.
Yeah,
It
that
just
sounds
doesn't
like the
sound
last
enjoyable.
thing I want to watch ever. to be
Yeah.
honest.
So that's her first movie, and then like her next movie's this, where she plays like a weird orphan who's trying to touch her dad's dick.
I love it.
I know, but like, how do you have a normal life from there?
She probably doesn't. She's also in an escape room. I guess that's not as crazy, but
And she's older by that point.
Yeah.
I just think you'd be fucked up.
an escape room's not like a weird thing.
Yeah. At least Peter Sarsgaard seems like a really normal guy. He probably made it as easy as possible.
You think so?
He's been married for a long time to another person with extraneous A's in her name, Maggie Gyllenhaal.
I did not know that.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, they've been together a long time. You didn't know that?
I did not know that. No,
Yeah,
I like that.
yeah. Oh, they're a great couple. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I love the A's in their names. That's
Yeah,
great.
great extraneous A's. They're so attractive. I would pay more than $100 to watch them have sex.
Yeah, absolutely. I bet
You would too?
I bet very tender, very loving, but also like a
I think
jackhammer at times.
Yeah, I think both of them look like they can go, like be passionate.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And certainly we've all seen The Deuce, so we kind of know what Maggie's fuck style is like.
What about Secretary? Does she do it in that?
Well, yeah, she gets down in that movie for sure.
All right.
Great movie. Great film. The director of Secretary used to come into Barnes and Noble all the time. I'd make him feel good because I liked his movie.
Okay.
Anyway, let's talk about Orphan. So, that's where I was getting to Sister Abigail of the Wyatt family. She leads them into the orphanage where there's like an open house day or whatever.
Yeah.
You hear like in a big room there's like a bunch of orphans running around. So you hear them singing.
It's like the
But Peter Sarsgaard doesn't go into that room. He's like, I'm gonna check out the upstairs.
Yeah, this is annoying as hell. I'm gonna wander up here.
Yeah, I mean, and bro, if you're like already like trying to escape the fucking noise of the kids, maybe you don't need a third kid.
Yeah, that's a good point. Should have been assigned to him.
Yeah, so he goes up to
Sadly, there wasn't a mouse there that they could adopt. Then it's like the best of both worlds. You could pour your love into somebody that's a little more quiet.
Like Stuart Little?
Yeah, the Stuart Little reference.
Oh, okay.
They got him in an orphanage. Remember that?
I don't remember that. He was in an orphanage.
Yeah, Hugh Laurie.
Why wasn't he on your top 10 list, bro?
Oh, no, because he's not actually an orphan. No, but maybe there's a twist and he is an orphan? Because he goes to visit his parents, but then his parents are actually mean? Maybe they're not his parents?
Yeah, I remember that.
I don't remember, actually.
It's sort of like Joe Dirt.
Yes! It is like Joe Dirt.
All right. So Sarsgaard's upstairs and he hears a little girl singing. What is she singing? Like,
remember.
You are my sunshine. No, it's not that though. I wish she was singing that.
It's a hard knock life.
No, she's not singing that. What is it?
I don't remember.
It's that's the story of, that's the glory of love.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. And so he's like, I'm intrigued by this. I can handle one little girl. I just don't want a whole room of them.
Yeah.
So
does this dad paint too?
No, I don't think so. That's the other one.
Okay.
Sarsgaard walks in and sees a little girl, what we think is a little girl, painting. And he goes up to her and she seems like a weirdo, but like a cute weirdo with a cute little Russian accent. And then what's her face? Farmiga comes up looking for him. And he's like, come on in here. I'm talking to this girl, And then CCH Pounder walks in. And CCH Pounder, you could tell, is like knows this girl's a creep. But like, clearly the girl hasn't done anything bad enough where like she can say, this girl's a creep. You shouldn't adopt her.
But did they not look into her past?
Well,
because like later she discovers something, but if that was there to be discovered, why was it not discovered if they were doing their research?
No, like clearly, look, the religious people aren't the brightest, Logan.
Yeah, all right, you're right.
I am right. And you know that she's concerned, like when they go to adopt her, like in 3 weeks or something, like she says like, so do you want to just like adopt her in 3 weeks? And they're like, is that cool? And she's like, yeah, don't even worry about it.
Yeah, seems easy.
Really easy process. But when they come back to adopt her, did you notice that CCH Pounder has her fingers crossed?
No, what? No.
Yeah, she's got
like
her
a secret
fingers
villain.
crossed.
She knows what's
No,
going
it's
on?
not a secret villain thing. It's like, I hope this goes well.
Oh, she's like praying to the gods.
Yeah. Like, I
Oh, I didn't
hope
notice
this
that.
isn't a fucking disaster.
Wow.
Yeah. And I read that in the original screenplay. I told you there was shit I wish they left in that they cut out.
Right.
I read that in the original screenplay, they're talking to another girl, and the next day she's discovered hanging by a noose.
Ooh.
And so, like, de facto, it's like we talked to two little girls. Like, I guess we'll adopt the other one, Esther.
Wow.
But I
kinda
guess they were
that.
like, yeah, but I guess they thought that's like too early to like have a hint that she's like a fucking maniac.
Oh yeah, that's actually a good point.
Yeah.
On a rewatch, I would have liked it, but a first time
Exactly. I would have thought it was a bit much.
Yeah.
Okay, so they adopt her. First of all, I don't understand why the adoption process is so easy, because yes, they are rich white people with two other kids. Yes, those things are true. But Vera Farmiga, within the last year of the start of this movie, has been fired from her job teaching at Yale for being an alcoholic. And then there was some sort of an incident where she was drunk and not paying attention to her deaf daughter, and she fell in some
Oh
ice.
right.
So, like, when they look into these people, they've definitely had dealings with
They don't do any research.
but they've had dealings with child protective services in the last year. That has to come up. Do you think maybe they overlook this shit because Esther's such a creep and they're willing to take her?
I don't know. I don't think they do any research.
You see, it's such a rich story. I want more Orphan. I want Morphin.
Yeah, I do too. Because it really that's my main problem, I think, was that it's so flimsy that they just know nothing about her.
Yeah.
And then I mean, I guess we'll get into it a little bit later, but they say in the first movie that her family dies in a fire. But
Well, they did.
No, they didn't. If they do an autopsy, they would see that both parents fall off a fucking roof onto the concrete and smash their brain on the ground.
But what we don't see in the sequel to Orphan First Kill that takes place between Orphan First Kill and Orphan is that Esther seduced the police chief and made him hide evidence.
Wow. All right, I guess that solves it.
Come on, that solves it right there. You know that's what happened.
I did love, by the way, we talked about the scene where she's in the car driving, how she gets pulled over. She's like, all right, fucking easy. I'm going to seduce this guy. And
yes.
it's a woman cop, and she's like, God damn it.
But also, I thought it was funny that, like, because to me, even when it was a woman cop, I was like, Esther's so wily. I bet she'll be able to convince her. But it's just like Vera Farmiga was able to immediately just call the police and say, like, my daughter's on the loose. Look out for a little girl driving this car. And they were able to find her super easily.
It's Julia Stiles, not Vera Farmiga. But
yes,
I'm
sorry,
right.
Julia Stiles. Yeah.
Yeah.
Although cops are so fucking bad at this. They're like, it's ridiculous. She was in a car, so maybe it was more easy, but have I told this story before? When I was like at my worst, drinking, I ran away and nobody knew where I was for a little while.
No.
Yeah, and my parents, my mom, really, I don't think my dad gave a shit. My mom called the cops and gave them my name, was like, look for a vagrant walking around. And it was like early in the morning and I was just like a fucking dirty vagrant walking around, and I got a cop stopped me on the side of the road and said, hey, are you Daniel Ehrenberg? You fit the description of a guy we're looking for named Daniel Ehrenberg. And I said no, and he was just like, okay.
Oh my goodness. Jesus Christ.
And just kept fucking driving, dude.
You were
amazing.
Like,
well, because like to me, I assumed the next step was he was gonna say, well, can I just take a look at your ID?
Yeah, right. But
Yeah.
no.
Oh well. No. No. He just kept driving. Hilarious. I'm lucky to be alive. All right. Let's get into it.
Yes.
Um.
By the way,
So
I do like that. Like they adopt her, obviously, or there's no
yeah,
movie. They
and
adopt
she
Esther.
immediately starts wreaking havoc.
Well, they're like imagine you are an orphan and you get adopted, and they're like on your way home, and they're like, oh, we forgot to tell you. You have to learn sign language, by the way, like by the time you get home, because we have a deaf daughter, and you're not gonna know anything she's saying unless you learn sign language. Like they really throw that on her.
No, she says she has been practicing all the way home. That's not to say that she wasn't practicing for like the 3 weeks beforehand, because she's like fluent in sign language by the time she meets this kid.
No, I think Esther's just so advanced. She's 33 years old.
It's like she already knows
She
sign
just picked it up.
language. Yeah, she had a deaf lover in college.
That's funny.
So they get home, and she just immediately starts being a jerk, constantly just walking in. I mean, but the parents shouldn't be fucking everywhere. Parents they got their hands all over each other in these movies.
Yeah, and they have like a 10-year-old son. You think he doesn't know what's going on?
You think that kid's 10 years old?
How old is he?
I want to say like 13.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say younger. All right, they're
No.
13. Yeah, he's got some friends over. You're
Come
probably
on, he
like,
looks more like a
12.
cult than a tum-tum.
No, definitely not a tum tum. I would.
Yeah.
And he's definitely not Rocky. I would say definitely.
He's a cult. Yeah.
He's definitely a cult.
In fact, he looks a little bit like
Oh
that
my
last cult.
God, he has a fish mouth and everything.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you're right about
Give
that.
that kid a ponytail and he's fucking High Noon at Mega Mountain
He
Colt.
does look like Colt.
That's good stuff. All right. But so what are some of her classic pranks?
I don't remember. Well, I do remember, but also she has a mom, Vera Farmiga. I assume it's her mom. They don't really say. It could be the dad's mom, but I assume it's her mom because she seems to get onto her the most. That mom,
yeah, I forgot there's an in-law hanging around.
yeah,
this
she
movie.
doesn't die, and it seems so obvious that woman, that random
Yeah,
character
she should be
would
cannon
die,
fodder for sure.
but she just disappears from the movie. Then this is a 2-hour-long movie, and we don't get a death of that one extra character. It seems weird to me.
Yeah, there really isn't much killing in this movie. It's amazing that it's able to stay so compelling and keep the stakes raised without doing anything.
Does
so
the son
hardcore.
die?
I don't think so. I think the only one that dies is CCH Pounder.
No, the dad dies. She kills the dad.
Oh yeah. Oh, the son. No. The son in the prequel dies. I think Jimmy Bennett's okay.
Well, she suffocates him in the hospital, and then they don't know. They're like, they have to do tests on him. But then the movie sort of ends. We get like the wrap up of everything.
He'll be
I don't-
okay. He'll be okay.
So he lived.
I think he'll be okay.
All right. I mean, he like flatlines for a while.
He
I don't know how
might
that
be
works.
brain dead, but I think he's living.
Okay.
You know, Vera Farmiga might be changing his diapers for the rest of his life, but he's alive.
All right.
And this deaf girl's fucked forever. Like her life is ruined. She's been gaslit by this criminal for months at this point. Like she's constantly hanging out with this deaf kid.
Yeah, and she's helping her.
Yeah, she makes the deaf kid run out in front of CCH Pounder's car.
But she pushes her. She doesn't really run out.
I know, and then like watch when she smacks her in the head with a fucking hammer.
And she is on her side. Like she defends her. The playground scene, the great playground scene.
Brutal, yeah.
She defends her there, says she fell. So yeah, a lot of therapy for this girl.
Yeah, I think they're not even gonna scratch the surface. Like they're gonna be dealing with this for the rest of her life.
Yeah, you're right. That playground scene was great, right?
Yeah, I love that scene.
It's
well, you have to do something like that because that's the strength, is that she's an adult as a kid. So you have to like make her like do fucked up shit while she's doing kids shit.
Right.
So it makes so much sense to like push someone off a jungle gym. That's great.
It's such a great idea. Yeah, you're absolutely right. We get like sort of I guess the runtime is so long because we get a lot of the family dynamic, like about that.
Yeah, no, it is a drama. Like
yes, it is.
At times it is more focused on the drama elements of the screenplay than the horror elements, and I think to its credit, like the stuff that worked for me the most, you have actors of the caliber of Vera Farmiga and Peter Sarsgaard. These are Academy Award nominated actors. Like, so I'm have them interact. To me, this movie shows the limitations of Patrick Wilson as an actor
Mm.
because Sarsgaard's better.
Yeah. Oh, he's definitely better. Yeah. Yeah, he's really good in this movie, and he's like a real character. When he died, I felt bad.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I didn't like that. I mean, I guess he's got to die. but-
Although he was being like real willfully ignorant about, like, he really wanted to believe in this Esther kid.
yeah,
And
he
at a
was
certain
blind to
point,
it.
like, cut bait, bro.
And he was like saying the wife was.
I've been with people like this that just like want to believe everybody except their partner.
Yeah,
Th-
I know
people are
exactly
so
what you're
weird.
talking about. Yeah, people are fucking weird as hell. But then we get like a thing like at some point in this movie where it turns out like he cheated a long time ago, and then like but then he told her more recently, but not so recently, which is like a weird, like an interesting writing thing. Like to
Yeah.
think about that as like the way to do it. That I love that. I think that's
Yeah,
really cool.
that's like another compelling dynamic to their relationship. There's like a sort of breach of trust, but not one that's bad enough that it's like broken the marriage.
But Esther's like pushing them against each other. Like, yeah, he
and
was
trying
flirting
to
with that
sneak
lady.
her way through that breach.
Yeah, she's great.
Yeah, he really wasn't flirting with that lady too. I like the way that scene. I really like the way Sarsgaard plays that
He
scene.
was looking at her chest.
Look, she's clearly like an attractive lady, and he's into it. But did you notice when she says like, "Do you want to come over and move some fucking furniture for me or whatever?" He goes like, "Yeah, me and my lady will come by. We'll help you out."
No, I agree with you.
Yeah,
He wasn't flirting with her,
Mm-hmm.
but Esther's got to be Esther.
Yeah, she takes advantage, bro.
Yeah, she sure does.
Yeah. So eventually, I mean, Vera Farmiga's out of the house. She's in like a mental hospital at one point, isn't she?
Well, at one point, sort of like one of the coolest things she does is she makes the mom like freak out on her. What does she do? She does something with the old daughter because they had a daughter that died and they had like a memorial for her.
She rips out the flowers.
The flowers. She gives her
Yeah.
flowers, and so Vera grabs her arm out of anger, and so
Oh,
Esther breaks her arm.
Esther breaks her own arm. That rules. This movie's good, dude.
Oh, it's definitely good. Do people not like it?
You know, it's silly. It's so silly and unbelievable that at the time it came out, like if you read contemporary reviews of it, I think a lot of critics didn't really know what to make of it, and the go-to was to just like lampoon it. A few critics got it. Roger Ebert, who actually isn't a huge horror fan, gave this movie 3.5 stars.
Holy shit, that's amazing.
Yeah, that rules. But
I wonder what he'd give this one, the new one.
I
2.5
wonder
at
too.
least.
I wonder that so often. It makes me so sad. Like I'll watch a movie and I'd be like, God, I wish I could read Ebert's review of
Yeah,
this.
it's a bummer.
Yeah. Fuck. But anyway, yeah. Sorry, where were we?
I don't remember. I had a question though, unless you
Go
still
for
were.
it. I don't care.
At one point, mom drops him off at school. This is like after the whole drinking thing where he thinks she's been drinking again. Or it might have been before. I don't really remember. But she drops him off at school, and the boy is walking up the steps to go to the school, and his backpack books drop out of his backpack. And so Vera gets out of the car and she goes to help him pick up his books. And Esther puts the car in neutral in the car.
Oh yeah.
Did she plan that whole thing? Did she cut a hole in the son's backpack for the books to fall?
Holy shit! I bet you're right.
That's like a crazy plan. She is so cool.
Yeah, she's like the Rube Goldberg of serial
I love
killers.
her brain. I love getting inside.
I love her brain.
She's so awesome.
I know, man. Like, you do just want more of Esther just because she's interesting. Like, I'm interested to see what she'd do in different situations.
Yeah.
And I really thought that the prequel, because the prequel is not written or directed by the team from the original, but I really thought they captured the character. And probably a lot of that is Isabel Fuhrman's performance.
That guy had a story credit, the writer David Leslie.
Yes, I did notice that. But I wondered if he worked on the story for this film, or if they just used so much of his backstory from the original script that they had to give him a story credit.
Well, I'll tell you. I tweeted about this movie and just said, like, in caps, Orphan First Kill like a whole bunch of times because after I watched it, I was just so amped and riding on the high of Orphan First Kill. I just had to say something about it, and he liked the tweet. So like,
David Leslie Johnson did.
yeah, so he's
Oh,
very
so
involved.
he's got a vested interest. All right,
Definitely.
that's good.
Yeah, so I think he was definitely involved in this very heavily.
That's so weird. He was searching. Who's talking about my movie? Well, this kid seems pumped. All right.
The other guy liked it too. They both liked it.
Wow. Well, look
Come on,
at that.
if I was making a movie, I would be so excited. People were loving it. Come on.
No, I know, me too. And like this movie is getting good reviews. I think in the years since Orphan, like Orphan's developed a better reputation than it had at the time.
Henry
as
gave it
being-
3 stars.
Yeah, like it's silly, but it's like good. Like people, like it's totally watchable. It's an enjoyable movie. You can watch it with like a friend and have fun.
It's in the pop culture. Everyone
It's
knows
totally
it.
in the lexicon, yeah. And so like I don't know where I was going with that. Sorry. Oh, so but I think like at this point, like with the new movie that's coming out, like people have caught up to Orphan. And so this new one's just getting like pretty universally good reviews.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah. All right. You want to get to the next one?
Well, we got to do all the MVP,
Yeah, I
LVP
know.
stuff.
Yeah. So what do you give Orphan? Because it's a tough movie to grade.
It is.
Because I love it, but it is so ridiculous.
But if I just think about like if I had all the money in the world and stuff, like if I was making a movie and someone was like, "Hey, make like make like the most fun, cool movie, like out there movie you can do. Just sit down and write a movie for a month, however long it's gonna take." I just love how this movie's written. I think it has great ideas. The way it's made is great. The way there is a lot going on here. It's not just like a stupid movie. It is long. But you don't feel the length. It's between a 3 and a 4. It's definitely not a 2.
No, it's certainly not a 2. I'm gonna give it a 3. But like, if you want to give this movie a 4, like go for it.
I don't think I will because when I get to ranking movies and I'm ranking 4s and then I see Orphan,
I think about stuff like that too. It's true.
I think I'm gonna go.
God,
3.
we're such losers.
But it would rank high in my 3s. It'd be up there with like Disturbia and stuff.
It is. I think if you look at my 2009 rankings on Letterboxd, like this is probably pretty high amongst the 3.
We are losers. Oh my god.
Yeah, we're such losers.
All right.
How
MVP.
do I get laid? It is wild that my dick is ever just not bone dry. All right.
Oh, all right. My MVP has got to be Esther.
For this first one, I am not gonna go with Esther.
No, you got to go Esther.
All right. I'm gonna go with Sarsgaard.
Yeah, that's the other pick.
Yeah, I really enjoyed his performance. But like Farmiga's fantastic. Man, that deaf girl's cute as hell. Fucking Esther's amazing. What a movie.
Yeah, but it's really
your
between the two.
LVP.
My
CCH Pounder, another MVP contender.
No, she's my LVP.
What?
Because her character is the most stupid.
I disagree.
Like, how do you not do your research on the family or the orphan?
The most stupid.
Oh no, I'm actually going to go the mom because she didn't die. She should have died.
Oh, all right.
The grandma
No.
or whatever.
I'm gonna sadly give my LVP to an amazing actress who is an Emmy Award winner, multiple Emmy Award winner, and she's only in 2 scenes of this movie. I'm going with Margot Martindale.
Yeah,
that's right, from Justified and The Americans, and it's because just those scenes are ridiculous. Where she's talking to the family and saying like, "Fucking Vera Farmiga, you're being ridiculous. You're insane." Like all the advice she gives her is the worst advice.
Yeah, and she doesn't believe.
She's like
her.
the only outside listener they have, and she's like completely discounting them.
Yeah, isn't she a therapist?
Yeah.
So why is she, discrediting what she's saying?
Yeah, she's like, maybe I think she wants Sarsgaard's dick, man.
Really?
Yeah,
Everybody
she sides
does.
with Sarsgaard at every turn.
You're right about that.
Yeah, everybody does, even his own daughter.
All right, that's a good LVP. I didn't even think about her.
Isn't this movie sort of like the setup to every porn now?
Yes.
It's like a new stepdaughter comes into
No,
the
there's no
house.
like washing machine in this one that you get stuck in.
It's not always. They don't always get stuck in a washing.
I think it's a
machine.
dryer.
That's
Also, the washing machine stands upright, doesn't it?
I guess
That's the one
so.
you load like standing up.
Yeah. Anyway, but isn't that it? Like stepdaughter goes for dad on the couch. Like
Yeah.
that scene where she like tries to. Oh, what does she say to him? It's like so.
You're very
fucked up.
handsome.
Yeah, she says you're very handsome, but she's also like,
I would like your
Ye-
penis.
no, she says something like, "You can have me," or something like that.
Oh, I didn't
I
notice
don't
it.
something like that. Anyway, it is creepy, and I got half a chub. Anyway, let's keep going.
My God.
I
All right.
didn't actually. I might have. All right.
All
Orphan : First Kill.
Yes, this was a great choice, but I need to tell you.
Thank you so much.
No, thank you. This was amazing because I would not have watched this because I would have waited for the podcast at some point.
Yeah.
But you allowed me to watch it, and I love you for it. That was
Well, I
amazing.
would have
Great
waited
choice.
too, and I'll tell you what, I didn't want to. I wanted to watch this movie.
Yeah.
And we have a new team. The writer is a fellow I'm not too familiar with. His name is David Coggeshall. His last movie before Orphan First Kill was Prey, but
Yeah.
not the one that we know and like.
Yeah, not the last episode. I don't think it was last episode.
Yeah, but
No, Grease.
he did. He's wrote one episode of the Scream TV show, and he wrote Haunting in Connecticut 2: Ghosts of Georgia, which I didn't know was a movie.
I didn't either.
Now I remember when The Haunting of Connecticut came out. Everyone
Yes.
remembers that. Who doesn't remember that? It was a moment in time.
Yes, it really was.
And yeah, but what is this? So they did a Haunting in Connecticut 2: Ghosts of Georgia. So it's a Haunting in Connecticut
Yes.
sequel
In
that
Georgia.
takes place in Georgia. Why wouldn't you just call it The Haunting in Georgia?
I don't have an answer for you, dude. Trying to
That's
the exact
insane.
same
We're
thing.
that obsessed with intellectual property that we needed to sequelize The Haunting in Connecticut
That's why
and put that in the title?
I was telling you that's why I respected Prey, the other one, so much, because it wasn't Predator Prey. It was just Prey. They didn't even care
Can you
about
at least call it The Haunting in Georgia, maybe like a Haunting in Connecticut film? Right?
Yeah,
That would be
Haunting in Connecticut story, like
if you
Star
really
Wars.
need, yeah, exactly. If you really need that classic Haunted in Connecticut IP in there,
And this is like Star Wars.
I mean, to me, I always think of it like Star Wars, Lord of the Rings, Haunting in Connecticut,
Harry
Fast and
Potter.
Furious. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the Mount Rushmore.
Yeah. I'm very amused right
Remember
now.
The Exorcism of Emily Rose?
Of course I do. They never sequelized that?
Did they not? Was that Scott Derrickson?
It would be like The Exorcism of Emily Rose 2. The Exorcism of
Annie
of
Davidson.
Annie Tulip.
Yeah, that's so funny.
All right. Oh God, I'm losing it. All right, so the movie was. This is crazy too. The director of Orphan First Kill, never could I have expected this.
Yeah, me either.
I mean, it's the least creative choice.
Oh, come on. You never saw Stay Alive, which I talked about recently with you. You gotta watch that one, then come back to me.
All right. All I'm saying is that this is the guy who directed The Boy, and Brahms, The Boy too. So it's like the other creepy kid movie. Like if you asked me, what are the best creepy kid movies of recent years? I would have said Orphan and The Boy.
Orphan's not that recent though.
But it's of recent years.
Okay. Pet Cemetery
My
remake
life,
was recent.
Logan, my life is longer than yours. 2009 still feels
Okay,
recent
all right,
to
that's
me.
fair.
It was like most of your life ago.
All right, I think recent is 2016 to now.
I understand that because your timeline is so much shorter.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. So anyway, so they just got the guy. Like it's like, well, the guy who directed Orphan is off doing huge The Rock DC movies. What can we do? Well, there was this other creepy kid movie.
It's kind of like
Let's
Cloverfield.
get that guy. What? Why is it? Sorry.
Well,
Why
Matt.
is it like Cloverfield?
Well, Matt Reeves went on to direct like franchise movies, and then they were like, "What do we do with 10 Cloverfield Lane? Let's bring in this guy who made like this Portal short film about this lady trapped somewhere. Let's bring in this guy."
I guess you're right. It is a little bit like that. But at least that's an outside the box choice. It's like a fucking fan film we found on the internet. This is literally like they thought about it. It's like, I remember there's this other movie about a creepy kid. Let's get that guy.
Yeah. You ever see The Devil Inside, that other movie that he made?
No.
Oh my god, that's one of my least favorite movies ever.
Really?
It's like just like the most generic, like Satan, like exorcism, boring devil stuff. It's so stupid.
Well, there's never been a sequel to it, so it must be bad.
It's real bad.
Yeah. So that's our great new creative team. You know, who can complain?
Yeah. Listen, they pulled it off.
Listen, at least they know it's gonna look all right. William Brent Bell can direct. So he likes to get classic teen actors from the late 90s in his movies.
Yeah.
He's really into that. For Brahms the Boy 2, we all remember the great lead performance by Katie Holmes.
I did not remember that.
Well, it's the only thing I remember about that movie.
I would have guessed that Lauren Cohen came back, to be honest.
No, she's only in that first one, man.
Yeah.
It's Katie Holmes. And so for this one, it's Julia Stiles.
Yeah.
All right. Probably the best Stiles.
What are the other ones? Wild Style from the Lego movie.
There's Ryan Stiles from Whose Line Is It Anyway? And the
Which
Drew
one
Carey
is he?
Show. He's the tall one.
I like him.
Yeah. There's Joey Stiles, who was the original voice of ECW. There's AJ Styles.
AJ Styles. Oh my god, how can I forget?
He does a move called the Styles Clash.
Yeah.
Maybe that Julia Styles should come up with something like that.
Her own finisher?
Her own finisher.
But hers is ILES, right?
Yeah, it is. It is. It's slightly different.
Yeah.
It's not about having cool style.
I like that ILES. That's kind of neat.
You know, Julia Stiles, I really had pegged in the late 90s to be a force going forward. Like, there were all these teen actors at the time, and you kind of knew the ones that weren't going to go on to big things. Like, Jennifer Love Hewitt was, like, hot, but it was like, she doesn't have the talent.
She'll be on the
not gonna
client list, you know?
Yeah, she'll be on, 911. But I really thought Julia Stiles had it. In 10 Things I Hate About You,
Dynamite.
when she reads that fucking poem,
When she
in
dances
that
on the
class,
table.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right. That's so sweet.
Yeah, it's an amazing performance.
I'll be honest, D-Train, that's one of my favorite movies ever.
It's a great movie.
I'm going to cry thinking about that movie. I love it. You brought up that scene. I forgot about that. So
I would
sweet.
do commentary on that.
I would just weep the whole time. And Heath Ledger's face when she's reading it. He's so, oh my god.
They're both amazing in that.
Man, we lost Heath Ledger.
Yeah, but that movie isn't so good just because of Heath Ledger. It's also because of Julia Stiles
And the sister. And Joseph Gordon-Levitt. He's adorable in that movie.
He's fine, but
he's
good.
Fine.
But the movie sings because of Stiles and Ledger. And
yeah,
Larry
absolutely.
Miller,
absolutely.
Right? And so then...
And the guy with the dick on his face. That guy's
he's
funny.
great. I also liked her in O, which was a good film at the time, which was a take on Othello, directed by Tim Blake Nelson, where she had really good chemistry. She played like, Ophelia. She had good chemistry with Mekhi Phifer as Othello.
Oh, all right.
And
Saved Last Dance. You ever see that one?
yeah, that's a bad movie. I fucking hate that movie. But what else? She had like a couple other big roles at that time.
I don't really remember. She's in those Bourne movies.
Yeah, see, that's what happened. The Bourne movies kind of saved her. Like, it seemed like she was fading into obscurity for a while there, but she had the Bourne franchise. She always showed up in those movies.
Right.
So, like, you never totally forgot she existed. Like, every couple years, you'd be reminded of Julia Stiles.
They replaced her with Rachel Weisz in the other one, right? The Jeremy Renner one?
Yeah, but she came back for the Jason Bourne.
Jason Bourne, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Forgot about
so
Jason Bourne.
So that kept her career afloat. But I really thought she was going to have a career like Michelle Williams ended up having.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
She had like Julia Stiles had like this I don't know how to like describe it. She had like this like masculine energy to her, kind of like tomboyish type energy.
Yeah, but that worked for her.
Absolutely.
And she was an actress. Like, she wasn't that way in everything. You think of her that way because she was that way in 10 Things I Hate About You and Save the Last Dance.
Yeah. Oh, and I guess so, because she like wasn't into dating at all. She was like, screw all these people. Yeah, I guess you're right.
Yeah, an incredible, iconic actress of our time. And now she's just like, this is her biggest role in years, and it's just starring in the Orphan prequel.
Oh, come on.
Bro, and she didn't even have first billing.
What do you mean? Yeah, obviously. The titular Orphan's coming back. Why would she have first billing over?
Hey, the Orphan
Elizabeth
only had
Herman.
third billing in Orphan.
So what?
In this, first billing. And then, did you notice what Styles did? What? She was like, if I'm not going to have first billing, I'm not going to take fucking second billing to this girl. Just give me that end credit.
Oh, no, I didn't notice that, actually.
Yeah, you better believe it.
Dude, so good for her, then. She doesn't care.
She knows
that actually makes the most sense, anyway.
It doesn't make the most sense. She's
yes,
the star of the movie. She's probably she has the most screen time of anyone in the movie.
No way. We opened in that mental institution with
that's true. Early on, there's a lot of Isabel Furman.
Yeah, come on. Elizabeth Furman.
And yeah, so let's talk about that, man. It starts off with all of her Estonian misadventures.
Yeah, great.
Yeah, we talked about it a little bit. She escapes from the mental hospital by seducing this random dude. And then she gets the fuck out.
I sort of thought this was like going to be our cast of characters for a second. Because we could get like, it starts with that woman that's like...
Yeah, I was sort of down for that.
Yeah, but then she fucking dies 5 minutes in.
I bet if they knew this was going to be such success, they would have slowed it down, man. This could have been its own movie. And then...
that's a great point.
You know what I mean? This is two movies they got here.
No, yeah, absolutely.
2 movies for the price of one.
You know what'll happen in the next movie?
What?
This movie starts out where they're calling her Lena, and they're like, Lena's missing. So in the next one, we're gonna get Lena, how the origin of Lena, how that.
You better believe it, and that'll be great.
Yeah.
All right. So, fucking, what? She just like follows home one of like the people who works at the hospital. Isn't that right?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. Sneaks in there, just like bashes her fucking head in. Don't even worry about it.
I don't know why.
Just for funsies. Because this one's more of a slasher, I'm telling you. And then she goes to the computer. I gotta say, she lucks out here.
Yeah.
This is very, very lucky.
Very lucky.
All right. Because she's looking for missing girls who might look like her.
Great idea.
Great idea. Great idea. But here's the thing. Like, if the girl had like just gone missing, I don't think she could have pulled this off. Like, shown up, they would have like looked at her and been like, "You're not my daughter."
Yes, correct.
But she lucked out in that she found a fucking missing girl who looks exactly fucking like her.
Yes.
But who has been missing for 4 years.
Very plausible now, so this could all fall into place.
Right.
So now she's thinking.
So she gets her ass to America by just like hanging out in a park until a cop shows up. And
Also, another
telling
great
them-
idea.
Oh no, but brilliant.
Yeah, because it'll eventually happen.
Yeah, 100%. Like that's honestly the best part of the plan. Like that shit's foolproof.
I guess you could wander into one, but I sort of like just like waiting.
Yeah.
Because then it's like less.
And like, why would they ever suspect her? Why would she know the name of this random girl? And then they would like Google her. She looks exactly like her. It's brilliant.
Yeah, I'll be honest. This whole part, I was like, this is fucking awesome.
It's foolproof.
Yeah, this is so good.
It's like the perfect murder. It's like the fucking weird orphan body swapping equivalent of killing someone with an ice pick.
That's
a perfect murder because it's gonna melt.
Is that Basic Instinct?
Actually, yeah, I think it is Basic Instinct.
Yeah, that's an ice pick.
Yeah. I think there might be an ice dart.
Does she reuse the same ice pick multiple times?
No, of course not. It has
but
to
how
melt.
Does she, but so how does she get multiple ice picks then? Because does she kill a lot of people?
Maybe she's like freezing them.
So all the murders have to take place
like a
at her place. Because if not,
no, I believe they were like everywhere, man.
What? So even at the other people's places, she has the ice picks ready?
Well, I don't think an ice pick is. I think we're talking about two different things. An ice pick's not made of ice. It's like you stab the ice brick to break it up with an ice pick. But I was talking about a perfect murder where you like stab someone with like a stalagmite. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
A stalactite.
Yeah. Which one though? Do you know the difference?
I want to say the latter.
Do you know the difference?
No.
You really don't know the difference?
No, I don't.
Wow, what an idiot.
Do you?
Yeah, of course I know the difference.
What is it?
Stalagmite is on the floor. Stalactite is on the ceiling.
I didn't know that.
All right, stalagmite. Like,
when are they ever on the floor? When have you seen a fucking stalactite sticking out of the floor?
You'd never do. You see stalagmites sticking out of the floor, you moron.
No,
the stalactites are in the ceiling. You know, all right, I'll help you remember it. Stalagmite, like M for mop the floor. That's good.
That's
not stalactite, like you hold on tight to the ceiling, or T for top, like top.
Oh, that's good.
So there you go. Stalagmite, stalactite. Whoever said you don't learn anything, listen to the franchise.
I feel like I teach people all the time. It's just not shit you need to know.
Yeah, useless stuff. Yeah.
But like, what do you need to know? Have you used the Pythagorean theorem today?
No, I just woke up.
Good point. All right. So what happens? She gets to America. She fucking nails it.
Yeah.
She meets.
They say, Julia, we found your daughter, and Julia's like, wait, I killed my daughter. What?
Yeah. So that's fun. The big twist of the movie is that Julia Stiles, at some point, Julia Stiles' son, who's like,
yeah, explain this to me because I don't think I really got it.
It's this dumb fratty son named Gunner, was like roughhousing with his sister and Esther, of course, and killed her. All right. And Julia Stiles found out before the husband, played by Donald Sutherland's son. And
that's dumb.
Yes, the husband is played by Donald Sutherland's son.
What's his relation to Kiefer?
I guess uncle. Wait, or I guess brother.
Oh, really? This guy does not look like Kiefer Sutherland.
Yeah, that's a good point. I didn't even think about the Kiefer of the whole situation.
That's why I thought it was weird how you said that, because I would have said Kiefer's son, or Kiefer's brother.
Kiefer's brother. He's half brother, younger half brother of Kiefer.
Okay, that makes sense. Wow.
Yeah. Right. Also, did you know that Kiefer has a twin sister?
No, I do not.
Give me those digits, baby. All right.
Rossif?
Yeah, Rossif Sutherland. So, wait, how did I get on that, though? Oh, so she found out that the little girl died before he did, and she covered it up for Gunner. All right? So the story was she's gone missing, and she just figured, like, eventually he'll be able to let it go, but he kind of hasn't. Like, it's broken.
Yeah, how would he?
Yeah, I know.
And it's only been 4 years.
But she's just like a bad judge of emotional character because she's a fucking sociopath.
Psycho, yeah.
Yeah. So like, so that's an interesting part. It would be fun to rewatch this movie with that knowledge, knowing like when Julia Stiles meets Esther.
Yeah, I was thinking like I
she's,
want to go back and
really-
see your faces.
Yeah, she's trying to feel out that situation, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
Watching the movie, the first time you're just thinking she's trying to suss out like, is this my daughter? Is this
Yeah, like, how
actually
did
my
this
fucking
happen?
daughter? Yeah. But it
all
can't
makes
be her
sense.
daughter.
Either
Yeah,
way, it
it's
makes
great.
sense.
It's great.
Yeah.
So she takes the fucking kid home, introduces him to the son, who's like seems real, like doesn't say anything to her, and Julia Stiles has to prompt him actually, like, come on, give her a little more than that, like give her more than a hi. And it's and like at the time I took that as weird, and it's because he was just so fucking weird. I killed you.
Yeah, what the
I
fuck?
fucking murdered you. Yeah. Meanwhile, the dad is pumped to see her. So like takes her as Esther immediately. It's like no problem. And teaches her his classic blacklight art style, which when I first saw Orphan, like
we didn't really talk about that, I guess.
That's a non sequitur in Orphan. Like it's helpful. It's nice to know actually, like the backstory of that. That is something I kind of wanted to know the backstory about because it is a complete fucking non sequitur in Orphan. I was like, this kid is like a Banksy level art talent, like using weird, obscure techniques, leaving random murals in the houses of families that she's terrorizing. I thought it was like one of the more interesting parts of her character that she has this bizarre art talent. But
and then you take those down and there's like naked people, right? There were like naked people under the actual pictures. It was weird.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like when you shine a black light over her art, which is already pretty impressive, there's like another layer of art. I thought his explanation was pretty pretentious. Like I couldn't get canvases big enough to contain my vision, so I had to create another layer. That's him like I was like, what are you trying to get in your daughter's pants? What is this line?
He's an artist. What do you want from him?
All right. Anyway, so it goes on like that for a while. Like they have a good child psychologist in this movie who's like actually like sussing out the situation. She fucked up the name of that bird.
That didn't make a lot of sense to me.
Meanwhile, you've got Pierre Chang, the Asian scientist from the Dharma Initiative from Lost, hanging around as a police officer who's been on the case for years. And she doesn't like that he's hanging around, although I kind of did. I liked those interrogation scenes in the kitchen.
Yeah, that's pretty good. She like forgot her refill.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, that was really good.
And but she follows him home and she's going to kill him. And Julia Stiles follows her there and kills him. And you're like, what?
Yeah, your mind is blown. Like his, probably. I don't remember.
Yeah, no, she shoots him right through the head. And then she like explains the situation. Listen, I know you're some kind of fucking freak because I helped put my daughter in a fucking well.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, I like that part when they put the cop in the well, and she's like, "This is where you put Esther, isn't it?" And Julia Stiles is just like, "Shut the fuck up."
Yeah, she's right.
Yeah, great stuff.
What was the daughter's name?
Esther.
Oh, duh. What am I saying? She took her identity.
Yeah. So a lot of the rest of the movie is like,
but she's on her side now. Now she's like,
yeah, Julia Stiles is like feeding her information to like help her be a better Esther.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah. But then like this town ain't big enough for the both of them, all right?
Yeah,
so,
eventually they gotta turn on each other.
Yeah. So it seems like Julia Stiles is gonna fucking kill Esther when the father goes out of town. So on the train platform, Esther tries to kill Julia Stiles, but don't even worry about it. She knows it.
Was this before or after they put the thing in her food and the mouse dies?
That was after. Oh my god! And then Esther puts the fucking mouse in her shake.
Oh yeah, that was good.
Disgusting.
That was a good reveal.
Yeah. So she fucking fails to kill Julia Stiles, and then it's like it's so funny. Like right when he gets on the train platform, it's like, all right, all bets are off. It's Esther v. Julia Stiles. It becomes like fucking Ballistic X versus Sever up in this joint.
And yeah,
And
that's when she steals the car, right? And we get the great
yeah,
maniac.
and that's incredible. Obviously, but she puts lipstick on and
Smokes a
smokes a cigarette. She looks like fucking Peggy walking down the hallway holding that box at the end of Mad Men.
It's
You
great.
won't get that reference, but
I
people
know.
will.
But the editing is great. It's so funny. Like, it's played for laughs. It definitely is played for laughs, right? It's just great. It's extremely well done, I think.
Yeah, yeah. There, it's shot like she's like this, like it's almost like she's supposed to look like Marion Crane driving away in Psycho.
That's good, yeah.
But like she's a little girl.
Yeah, and then the cop comes up behind her.
Yeah, it's all good stuff, man. And then yeah, it's a cat and mouse between them for the rest.
Yeah, literally.
Of the movie. Yeah, it's like the War of the Roses, but Esther.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
You know fencing, right? You familiar with that? The sport
yeah,
that he was playing.
Yep. Eppies.
Are those swords not made safely?
They don't have a point at the end of them.
So, explain that how it's a murder weapon.
Oh, that's a great point. Oh, I mean,
unlike
a dull point. Oh, yeah, good point. Unlike the epi. Yeah, I don't know, but I didn't think about it.
All right. Maybe we're wrong and it is a point and they put like a little cork on the end or something. I don't know. I really don't know anything about fencing.
Who knows? Gotta stop saying good point.
But I mean, it's tough when I make all these great points.
I hate you.
That was one of the questions I had. Was like she slaughters that kid.
Yeah, that's a fair question. Yeah, she fucking kills that son so hard.
Yeah, hits
stabs him. Fucking 25.
Shoots him with a crossbow too. She's running around with a crossbow.
Yeah, that's right. When Julia Stiles like walks in on her son on the ground, just like so dead with a fucking arrow sticking out of his chest.
Yeah, and she's like, "What did you do? Why did you do that?" As if they weren't gonna murder her.
Yeah, totally. And then it ends with her falling and shit, and the dad falls too.
Did you think he was gonna good son his wife?
A little bit.
Because they're both hanging on the roof and he gets up there, but then she kind of just lets go. I thought he was going to have to make a choice, but he really doesn't. You okay?
Yeah, I'm choking.
But then
the climax reminded me a little of Halloween 4, The Revenge of Michael Myers.
Oh, I don't remember. Must have not done well in my slasher ranking. Patreon.com/thefranchise.
Nice, good job. So it's the one where Michael Myers like chases the little girl up onto the roof at the end.
Don't a lot of them happen like that?
No, there's only one where they're on a roof.
Oh, I guess I remember it vividly then.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, I guess my other big question was what I brought up earlier was if they did an autopsy, then they would realize these people did not die in a fire. They died from landing on concrete.
But like I said, she's going to seduce the police chief.
I think she skips town after this. I don't think she's staying around to.
So do you think that
see
there's
what
a
happens.
warrant for her arrest? Because she's still using the name Esther when she is in the next orphanage.
Do we know where this is?
I don't know. I gotta tell you, I think we need a third one.
To be what? Between the two?
To fill in the blanks, yeah. Get me to the, like, I need a third one that ends with, like, her meeting CCH Pounder.
Wow. It's like the Rogue One of the Orphan movies, the bridge.
Yeah, exactly.
I think I give it this 3 stars too.
Me too.
But boy, oh boy, is it great.
But these are movies. These are movies that you're going to want to see.
Yeah, if you haven't seen this, we just spoiled it, but still, check it out.
It's still, but listen, I got the first one spoiled for me by a podcast, and I still love it.
Yeah, that's true. So maybe you'll do the same. How do you rank these? I mean, MVP. Who's your MVP? Esther? She's sexy now. You can give her your MVP.
She's not sexy now. She's still a kid. She still looks like
she's
a kid.
25 years old.
Yeah, she's sexy in real life. That Isabel Furman looking fucking fine. But like, Esther is still looking like a 10-year-old girl.
Yeah.
Anyway, but she is my MVP. Yeah.
Yeah. LVP, I'm going with that therapist and the parrot, that whole plot.
Oh,
That was
that
stupid.
I didn't mind that actually.
It made no
I was
sense.
It made sense to me.
No. If a kid goes
The
missing for
mom
4 years as a child and doesn't remember a parrot's name, you're not going to be like,
No,
body
no, no.
swap.
Julia Stiles told Esther about a parrot, right?
Okay.
That this therapist had. And Esther goes in there and calls the parrot by the name that she heard. But the thing is, the bird that she had been told about was a completely different looking bird. So like the kid maybe wouldn't remember the name, but you would definitely remember what the bird looked like. This is a different color and shit.
You see a bird, you remember there was a bird named this name, you say the name.
I've lost interest in this conversation.
All right, I
Where
lost
were we?
interest in that character.
Yeah.
LVP?
Oh, my LVP. I'm gonna go with Gunner. I
I
thought
thought he
they
was
could have
good.
gotten they could have gotten a better actor for this kid.
Yeah, fine. I thought he looked like a good fencer
He
player.
did. He looked like a douchebag, but like, I don't know. Think about. I don't know. There's a lot of guys who can play really good douches.
Yeah,
Probably because most actors are pretty douchey.
they should have gotten the guy who plays Bryce from 13 Reasons Why. That guy could have been good here. It's like an evil fencing guy.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, you don't. Okay, all right. Is that it? Did we give it 3 stars?
Yeah.
Oh wait, do we have to rank these? God damn.
No, I'm gonna rank the first one first. It's more of a real film. They're both good movies, but the first one has like a real cast. Like think even like the small roles are like Margot Martindale and CCH Pounder and shit. Like this movie, they got Isabel Furman back. They scored Julia Stiles, and then they were like,
They got
I
Kiefer's
guess we'll
brother.
get
What are you
Donald
talking about?
Sutherland's son. That's not Kiefer.
This is a real movie. This is a great script. I'm serious. Like the whole time you're on board. The twists and turns they work. The kills are good. They're fun. I like that a lot. I'm gonna go first one too. But honestly, this is really tough. This is great. They're both really great.
I don't like the title First Kill because I honestly think she's killed a bunch before this movie.
Yeah, I mean she starts out in a mental institution.
Yeah.
Yeah, wait, what's her name? Lena? Was that her real name or was
Yeah.
that another fake name?
I don't know.
God, I can't wait to find out. I don't think it was the first kill either.